Well, here we go then. Bear in mind, as G2 picked Nuke, it will be Mousesports starting the CT side. I think that's a massive asset going into this one. We'll see if they can pick up the pistol as we get into a hot match of the day. Mousesports and G2 here. No upgraded pistols, apart from MAhvMh there, sneaking at the end with a P250. He's got a smoke and a flashbang, and it's the same story for Nexa as well. He's looking to Molotov towards the upper bomb site here. We have got Karrigan, who's very effective on the bomb side floor. Towards main entrance they head. Got a bit of a sticker issue there going on. We'll deal with that, don't worry. And an upper split's coming in momentarily. Good Molotov towards the bomb site, designed to flush Karrigan out.
Yeah, but he's managed to fall into a passive line to at least have a go at tapping at the heads. Won't happen. Instead, Jax, ooh, he found one, but so does WoKCIC. A quick tap, one bullet from the USP, and he dispatches of Star Orpa. Quite the hero in pistol rounds is Kenny, not today. Hunter down to 12, 2v3, and WoKCIC's got another one. Two very precise shots out of his USP. He's sniping with a sidearm at this point. And yeah, Hunter does manage to make it all too clean in the end.
Well, it's G2 with the upper split there. A nice Molotov designed towards the upper bomb site floor there. You can see Karrigan flashed out of his safe position on the silo. And at that point, it was G2 splitting from main entrance, squeaky door, hut, overwhelming them. And sure, some nice shots coming in from Mousesports here, but they were both provided by WoKCIC. No one else fragging into the round, and the match is paused. I can only assume this will be a slight technical issue, but G2, they will have the round in the bag. They are going to be buying up a course with a few Mac 10 to kick things off. And it's up to Mousesports now if they want to force buy in the second. You don't have to. You can buy up in the third if you want on the CT side, but a lot of teams opting for the force buy here. CZ's armor, smoke, try and hold them off the best you can, but options are available to you. As the game is unpaused, it looks like we're ready to go live. Remember, ESCA, it is available free for your placements while EPL is running. We've been doing a lot of it, boys, recently.
Yeah, you can come play with us.
Yeah.
We've had great teammates
we had
so
we had an opponent who asked for us to mention him on broadcast if he drops 40. He didn't, so he will remain anonymous.
I'm sure.
Shout out to that guy.
Shout out to that guy.
So it is the force buy coming through. We can see the Deagles, the Scouts, the CZs, a couple of smokes as well, but it's an outside play. One scout shot lands. That's towards MAhvMh with the Mac 10. And they're still trying to make their way towards Secret here. They still need to drop one more smoke. There might be a gap there. Ooh. Another scout shot connects. There is a massive gap as Kenny S and MAhvMh are low. They still make their way down, but WoKCIC hits the third.
Yeah, I think that was supported by a Deagle bullet of Frozen earlier, just making sure that that was a one shot. The tag from the scout still sticks to Kenny. And a pause is found in the middle of the round. Hunter's going to be clearing out warehouse. He does have some players down secret, but now going to have to battle to defend outside. It's not an easy task considering the weaponry that Mousesports are equipped with, but one quick headshot from WoKCIC Scout. Oh, he wasn't ready for that. Nice catch from Hunter. 4v4.
Crochet will pull one back, but I'm pretty sure that's all he finds. Nexa breaks his neck there underneath the ladder. 3 on 2. You can see Kenny S making his way down towards lower. He's going to have vent control at this point. So they want to go down towards this bomb site. That will be an option for them, but there is a CT ready and waiting. Rob's on the CT steps right now with 30 seconds remaining. His teammate, Frozen, currently holding towards up. He'll be by the hut. Needs a couple of 1-digs here. This might be the most important one. Spots one towards main entrance. Nails it. Bomb goes down. Buys a little bit of time here for Kenny to come up.
It's a huge shot. And he even gets a chance onto Nexa. Just a little shy of the mark. So now a 2 versus 1. If Robs goes for the silent approach, no, he's making it loud. And he's ready. Hit the first 2 bullets. Does manage to connect onto Nexa. A 1v1, both half health. And the Deagle's like a shotgun at this range. Straight to the rib cage. 1-1, immediately equalized.
Well, there's the force buy working out for them. Mousesports managing to steal the round away. We said it was Frozen who had to hit at least one headshot there with the Desert Eagle. He delivers on all fronts, finds the bomb, allows enough time for Robs to get up the vents there. And like you said, Alex, close range, AK versus Deagle, especially a half health, you'd probably favor the Deagle. It's a lot more nimble in those sort of scenarios, and we will have a 1-1 scoreline, and presumably the force buy in response. G2, with options now with the bomb being planted, they do get extra $800 per player on top of the $1,400 receive. Both G2 and Mousesports have won 11 of 20 total pistol rounds, leading into this series. Well, there we go.
Bang, straight down the middle. Now, I can do the maths to tell you that that's not going to be possible in this series. They can't both get 55% of the pistols, because that's just not how maths works.
That's a good point.
Thank you very much.
So, it is the Eco from G2, allowing Mousesports to essentially have this round. They could have brought up themselves and battled against the Deagle of Chris J, Karrigan's MP9, but there would be 3 rifles out there.
Boys, I'm going to quickly throw this one in because the only reason we find them in this situation with WOXIC getting those frags was, check this out. They threw the Molotov, their smoke missed. It didn't land, it went further, and that left the gap, and that's how all that damage came in. Let's get back to this eco.
It really did miss. So that was designed right. The Molotov's supposed to be there. The smoke lands on top of the Molotov, presumably, right? So the timing comes in. Instead, they smoked out secret for themselves and couldn't get in.
That's where all the damage came in from WOXIC and co. So, look, problematic early for G2. If they aren't able to land that and identify that's a problem early, that could really come back to hurt them as these gun rounds progress. But we've seen a lot of this throughout Pro League. It does seem tedious as a viewer to watch these players with only pistols take all this time. But the amount of rounds we've seen where the bomb's gotten down or they found a bunch of frags, this will not be one of those.
No, I think it's the right way to play it because a CT will always get a little bit apprehensive at one point. They'll be kind of inquiring about information. They're going to give up at least 1 kill eventually. If you get the bomb down with just Glocks out there or a couple of kills, that's absolutely fine. This time they'll only get 1. That's Frozen to go down, but remember, that was a G2 full eco. Meaning they can bring out an AWP for KennyS if they really want to here. They opted for the AK on him instead. As we get into round number 4 here, what kind of pacing will we see from the international squad of G2?
Is Chris J going to stick with the Deagle? I don't believe that. There must be a weapon on the floor.
He does like to do things a bit different.
Yeah, we saw it on train, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was interesting.
He has stuck with the Deagle.
Look, we tried to get Rops to explain this to us. Maybe we'll need Karrigan to do it or Chris J himself to give us a little bit more of an explanation because I didn't get an adequate answer there, but it is a bonus round with that MP9, I suppose.
think Rops gave us a word. The word was economy, but it doesn't necessarily give us the specifics as to the outcome and the intended outcome of the pistol into the buy round.
This is different, though. This is off meta right now. This is super aggressive play.
3 outside. They will back away. Kenny is responsible for silo. He's just sitting there late, likely going to just be checking and probing in on the warehouse and secret positions. For now, Frozen tucked on the site. He's got the perfect weapon for a topside rush. Doesn't look like it's going to be coming in anytime soon. Instead, will silently descend to support lower.
So the Deagle Chris J, after winning the previous round, he has $4,100 available in reserve. He could have got an M4. Opted for the pistol instead. Maybe looking to drop an AWP going forward. Upper execution looking likely here. Flashbangs and Molotovs raining towards upper. No one commits though. Robs confirms it. Frozen rotates down towards lower. Only 1 player there. Now the bomb as well, so a couple. So it should be a lower finish here, and the MP9 will be working with Karrigan and his M4, and it's looking very good so far. That's not bad at all. Frozen is getting it done, farming that money, $1,800 in the bag. And at this point, just Hunter. Remember, it was a Deagle, an MP9 coming into this round after winning the previous, and they will make sure it happens once again. 3-1 for Mousesports. They recover 2 AK-47s and shut down the buy of G2.
Yeah, that felt way too easy there. They were more than happy to wait out the clock. And one thing to know, as they were entering lower into Frozen's lair, they didn't have any nades to deal with him. Just a couple of flashbangs. There was no smokes. There was no Molotovs to push him back. It all came down to headshots at that point.
And what I found impressive about Frozen's frags was it was actually Karrigan who made them possible.
Yes.
Simply by appearing on the decon steps, he had 3 Ts looking away from him with that MP9.
It was very convincing. He's got the M4 there. He's making a lot of noise. It's not silence. He's just firing off bullets. And at that point, Frozen, he knows he's got a chance to swing, manages to convert all 3 kills. And it finds ourselves with another eco for G2 here, rushing towards the ramp. Rock's a bit of a master with his position. As you can see, he does nail the first 2 kills. Next up, we'll pull 1 back, but still, that's 1 rifle now in the 4 versus 3. Needs to get the bomb planted to stand a chance here.
Very smooth work from Robs because he knew he was about to be overwhelmed. He chose not to go for the damage, much more the kills, just a lethal transfer into 2. But they do have an AK, and they brought it down to the low side. Bomb is going to be ticking away, and so they have to be careful with this one. Admittedly, the advantage firmly in Mousesports' hands. There is very few outcomes that do lean towards G2 in this one, but the more the time passes away, the more things could get awkward. There is an AK, I reiterate. Chris J's lost some health. Kenny's going to be repositioning now to apply some pressure, and that spray will find 2 targets. Chris J and WOXIC chunked down. Frozen's caught another one, though, and now all falls to Kenny. He'd have to shoot a bullet through the door. It wasn't far off. My goodness, he gets Karrigan. The defuse was not on him, but that was not far from the hero play.
It was very, very close indeed. KennyS with a wild spray does kill the diffuser, but after the bomb had timed out, it is going to be 4-1 for Mousesports there. Remember, that was a little partial buy from G2, so it did very well to get the bomb planted, make it uncomfortable, but Frozen has been playing excellent this week, Chad.
Yeah, he's been looking better and better. The Rops Frozen combo starting to come to fruition as WOXIC has been a little bit quiet in some of their matches so far. We did see him turn things around against that of VP, I believe it was.
Yeah, he did look much better.
Top pop. This is going to be quick. They're going to pounce out after this Molotov clears and just hope they can trade.
Look at Christian.
The MP9's coming behind them. This is insane. That smoke's going to distract them as well.
No!
It's huge from Karrigan. The bomb goes down. The MP9's in the back. The damage is being dished out. It's a clean sweep for Mousesports. They have absolutely destroyed G2 in that particular round. Chad spotted it. It was the upper pounce they were going for there, but they didn't suspect the hot lurk to come through. Karrigan sends about 300 damage through the smoke and the door. Chris J there to pick up the pieces of the MP9. A perfect CT half so far from Mousesports, and they lost the pistol. It's a G2 tactical timeout brought to you by the US Air Force, and at this stage, you need to work out what the hell is going wrong for them.
Yikes. That one is a tough one. We've been talking about these type of rounds and the understanding of, you know, misdirection, keeping your opponent on their toes. Having 4 rifles in Squeaky Door and getting mowed down like this, it's not going to inspire anybody with any confidence.
The nade making it through the door as well. You can see them trying to just retreat from it.
Into Chris Joe.
Yeah, and he's just there ready and waiting, already pushing the hut for a Squeaky Door. They get absolutely sent away. Karrigan slams it shut behind them, and we are going to have this tactical timeout now. Money, in terms of loss bonus, they'll be at maximum, but it doesn't look like the full investment will coming through. It's Jax with a MAC-10 for now, and the rest of them on Glocks. I would imagine a partial buy at the very least here. So MAC-10s and Deagles, CZs. These rounds are possible to win. You've got utility behind it as well. Normally going for a vent dive. If you have the MAC-10 of a good spawn at the very front, we'll see if they're that way inclined. The nade comes through. Jax trying to make his way down. Has managed to do so. So at this point, they've got the bomb down towards lower. Does he get a quick plant in? Apparently not. No.
That's a very hard.
That's so sick from Frozen. Like, he had 10 HP on that second encounter and still managed to wreck the planter.
And that's completely ruined all of the plans of this half buy from G2. They'll leave Kenny and Nexa with their sidearms and scrappy utility to try and make something of it. They will have a contact on Chris J. Look at the angle he's holding, though. This is exclusively for the walkout.
Oh, the timing is
he's
insane.
Doing it again.
Yep. He's on 10 HP. They knew it. He gets in towards the hut. Like ships in the night, they pass each other. And Chris J now has lobby control. But this could be a bit of false information. He obviously doesn't know they're towards upper. First kill is going to be his. Next doesn't land a single bullet in his direction, leaving Kenny S in a 5 versus 1 here, chaps.
Yeah, it's not necessarily looking particularly positive for Kenny S into round 7, I'll be honest with you. There is perhaps a chance for a kill and a rifle, and that would be certainly a pretty damn good start. The bomb is low sight as well, so he knows there's going to be CTs reinforced in every single corner.
So, found a MAC-10. There's a smoke there as well, I believe, which he's picked up. So he'll drop the smoke, flash out, and see if that tempts anyone to swing out of the round from itself. But unfortunately for him, that should be his round over. It's going to be the clean sweep.
Can we just reflect on what a different look we are seeing out of these teams when they know what's on the line?
Right.
Just like they're not throwing away any situations. No one's over-peaking. Everyone's playing every scenario picture perfect because they understand the gravitas of this situation right now. And maybe some of that sloppier Counter-Strike we saw a little bit earlier is the reason they're in all this trouble.
This is the Mousesports I wanted to see turn up today. You can see they don't look jittery. They don't look like they're nervous or overextending or trying to throw rounds away.
Play around smoke.
Yeah, right? Everything's just looking like it should at this point. Mousesports are objectively the better team. In terms of 2019 results and what they did towards the end of the year, like, it speaks for itself. G2 on the up and up, for sure. But I feel like Mousesports, with this veto, they should be able to close this one out. With this compelling start as well. Maybe not in this round. They should be able to close Newcap. It's going to be Jax to open things up in round number 8, though. They'll find Chris J, who has been a nuisance towards that hut time and time again. Karrigan, though, one of the bigger names in Mousesports for Nuke. Excellent at working towards this hut position. The bomb side floor, always good for a couple of frags. Very smart, knows where to position himself. And he could be going for a flank here. Biding his time as he holds with the AK-47.
Interesting approach right now from Mousesports. They want to re-aggress after losing that opening kill from Chris J's initial hut push. And, well, this information is going to net them a lot here if they start flanking ramp. Oh, never mind. Rops is already taken out of the picture. This could be too late.
Yeah, but despite Kenny hearing him, Karrigan's managed to win that duel and continues to advance. He's trying to at least tighten the thumb screws. Nexa deploying his smoke. Karrigan's going to play around that, but he's going to get caught. He's going to get caught to his own smoke. Lovely work by Nexa. There's more where that came from. He's actually going to be peeking through it. Frozen waiting on the other side. Look at Nexa's play. He's using this smoke grenade to great success, even just stalling them out. He doesn't have the bomb, doesn't have to stress. It's Jax who already found a double kill in this round. It's going to be Hunter who's found one of his own. Quick clear up of ramp.
Well, there we have it. It was ChrisJ that went down very early on to the hub push. Like we said, he's been doing that a lot, probably going to stop at this stage, as G2 do find quite the clean round there. ropz known as one of the best ramp players in the game. This was the initial push. You can see that's quite a convincing frag, nothing to write home about. ropz, as I mentioned, though, he is one of the best ramp players in the game. Normally, he would be dropping down that scenario. Because they're on a 5-on-4, though, he has to be a little bit more combative than usual. He wants to try and get that pick before he drops down. Didn't work out for him. G2 have got some of the best aim in the game, so those shots will go against you sometimes. As we get to round number 9 here, no orbs available for the T's, but Voxic certainly has his.
They missed it again.
Difficult map to operate on, but they have made up for it. The gap, I don't think, will be as detrimental as before.
See the extra smoke
there is,
landing over there in front of Seek, so they're missing it again. That's happened a couple times now. We pointed that out on the eco that they lost, or anti-eco that they lost to get them to this position.
So they've had to drop another smoke, and there is another gap. So he's confirmed multiple players have gone across to this point. Voxic, that is. So what's the call here? G2, this is a sloppy round, not what you want to see. They've got 2 players committed, 2 that can't cross over now. And they still have time, sure, but I think they're trying to suggest to go towards Garage, a flashbang towards that position, still holding towards Secret, any potential pushes from the lobby position. They have no one established on that part of the map right now.
And what's scary is that the bombs in Jax's hands, they're going to be going through lobby, which is where they've had so much of the CT mid-round aggression. Yep. They're going to be so paranoid. Nexus checking all the corners.
Yeah.
Don't want to let this bomb escort mission fail.
Yeah, ChrisJ's been a nightmare in this position. So, yeah, understandably so. They enter the lobby tentatively. For now, though, 40 seconds. Frozen. He's waiting with the incendiary as well. ChrisJ still has an HE and a flashbang.
What are the Secret players up to at this point? 30 seconds.
They kind of have to go towards main entrance, I think. I'm not really sure what the final plan will be. You got Kenny S is suggesting it could be lower, but for me, it's not really going to work out. They want to finish at the upper bomb site. He's nowhere to be seen. They're going to try and come in through main entrance. This is their only chance at this point. If they can find ChrisJ, they might be able to do this. Good shot from Jax. Yeah, and they found Chris.
That's everyone they needed. Just Rob standing the guard, and he's done fantastic work onto the first 2. Bomb down with just 4 seconds to spare. Hunter thrust into a clutch scenario. That's perfect, but not perfect enough. He will just get the 1 from the grave. Karrigan burns, but ropz diffuses. 7 for Mouse.
Now, that play towards outside, we're just going to take a look at how Frozen's dealing with it. It's not him dropping his own Molotov to ruin their wall. He's just dropping a smoke. So see this? They put a smoke down, which means MAhvMh wasn't able to Molotov. So then the smokes are going to land. You can see this one here that's going to land on off very aggressively towards the secret position. And that's what's caused the gap here. So interesting little mix-up there.
I see. So this is like actual chess going on right now. So you're dropping a smoke now instead of, you used to drop the incendiary on the CT side, right, to block everything. Now the T's are dropping Molotovs outside to guarantee their smokes landing. Now you're doing it the other way around, put a smoke down so their Molotov can't land.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so make no mistake, if you're watching this thinking, even I can throw outside smokes, what are these noobs doing? Well, when you get to this level of Counter-Strike, they are second-guessing the anti-smoke play from their team. They've got a Molotov to ensure their smoke blooms, but now they no longer have it because there's a smoke instead. The Molotov is not there, so the smoke just flies off towards Secret. It's madness, and this is just one small facet of one of the 7 maps.
Yeah. But this is a big part of their game, right, Chad? We talk about the variations of these outside smokes. If they're not working and you have no fallback plan, you can't even display these variations of the strategy you have.
What this is going to take away from G2 would be the speed at which they could take Secret.
Surely they solve it though, Chad, right? Surely
they have to have different variations of smokes, but also if you want to do that, just don't throw it for the first 20 seconds of the round. If they want to throw a Molotov or a smoke there, you can wait out their utility and then do it on your own terms. They're going for it again. I'm pretty sure I saw MAhvMh with that molly in hand one more time.
Okay, so
smoke's not down this time from Frozen.
So the smoke's missed again.
What on earth is going on?
Maybe this is intentional. Maybe they want to bait a peek. That could be one of the mind games here that we're looking at.
Throw the same one.
I don't know. It looks like a bit of a mess out there to me.
Look at Frozen.
They've smoked themselves out now, so they are in a lot of trouble towards Secret.
They really are. That smoke has given him a perfect wall to wait for it to fade. He pushes in. They were ready. Kenny, he pulls their socks up for them because that was a mistake.
Yeah, that was looking very, very scary indeed, but they have managed to get the first kill. Frozen goes down towards Secret, but they still need to make their way over there. Voxic now holds the tight angle with the AWP. That's from CT spawn right now. 1 minute on the clock. Kenny S finds him. 5 versus 3. Should be enough here for G2. There's one more buy available on the Mousesports side, but they still could win this round. 50 seconds remain. No real commitment yet, but it looks likely to be an upper finish. CT presence will have Karrigan there. We say he's decent on the bomb side floors. ChrisJ open things up. Can he find the 180? Apparently not.
Yes, Nexus opened the door up, and now with their advantage, large two-man advantage, they head into the site. ropz previously got a double, but this time it's all on him, and Nexus not going to make the same mistake his teammate did. We have third for G2 Esports. This is the T side of Nuke, it's worth reminding you, but there is still plenty of cash on those CT side, yet to break the bank of the Mousesports boys, or the House Sports, as they've renamed themselves, given the stay-at-home movement.
Exactly, I've seen that. They're doing their own little talk show as well.
Yeah. I saw, I think ChrisJ had like a paper bag on his head.
I saw that as well, not really
ropz
sure.
did as well.
ropz was? Okay.
They're interesting characters. I think that's one way of looking at it.
Have they shaved their heads yet? Seems to be another trend that's going on at this point.
I don't think so. I haven't seen any shaved heads coming out of the Mousesports camp. ChrisJ's head is always kind of shaved.
Sure.
Yeah, he's always opted for the kind of more of the buzz cut.
Yeah.
If you will. I don't think I could ever deal with that, but we do have a stat on screen.
Currently, the score sits at 7-3 in FaZe Clan's favor on Dust2 CT side. That's FaZe versus OG. A big game there. We kind of covered it in great detail in the opening section there. If FaZe win, they're able to go through. OG had to lose to VP yesterday for that to even be a reality. So there you go. It's all working out for FaZe right now, looking good. On Dust2 especially, we heard the veto from Nico earlier. So good to keep up to date on that.
I was just looking back at that last round with the smoke battle we've been having, and last time it was multiple mollies dropped from the CTs there to make life very, very difficult for G2. So their game plan has to change significantly now. Once again, the smokes with gaps. I'm not certain as to how long they're going to run this.
Why do they keep throwing a smoke that they're actively seeing fail?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think what they're trying to do right now is see if they can establish their default to have their rhythm of the half continuing. But right now, it's not looking good at all. It's stifling their approach. Their attack has been completely negated within the first 15 seconds of a round.
Yeah, they were lucky to win the previous round. Remember, the smokes missed. Their original approach was shut down. The kennyS getting the fadeaway shot towards Secret. That was on Frozen. And able to have some access. Can they find it again? This is looking better in terms of the smokes, at least, but the first kill will fall in favor of Frozen once again. Amanek ducking and weaving. Frozen doing the same, but he will go down. Overstays his welcome, and we go back to a 4-on-4.
I got really excited that Frozen was playing passive after that pick.
Yeah,
he, like strafed back into main. I loved it, but back on the reaggress, he's been punished for it.
Yeah, it really doesn't help him out at all. That 5-on-4 advantage, considering they're on a pretty weak buy here.
This is cool. So the reason they're doing that is if there's an AWPer in heaven, they jump over the crosshair if they're holding it, but obviously no one's there. It would have been a very nice, quick way to find a kill onto wokCC. For now, though, he's got different responsibilities, and the rest of G2 are going for a, as quiet as can be, assault towards heaven.
One good flashbang towards Karrigan could be enough. wokCC trying to find kills now, and Karrigan spots a couple. Not enough, but ropz will be there. A nuisance in the back here. wokCC ready for the AWP, but he's missed the key shot. 8 seconds remain as they'll drop down. Jax, he hasn't got the bomb. Nexa has. It will be planted by ChrisJ with the auto shotgun at range, not known to be the best weapon in that scenario. Throws a flashbang out. That can be very beneficial. He knows that both players are at this point, waiting for backup from his teammates. They're getting close as that shotgun gets ready and waiting to pull the trigger.
Oh, you know, I kind of felt quite confident for ChrisJ there. I don't know why, just seeing the health bars go down a little bit.
He definitely opened the window there for ropz to try and pounce up ladder, because you can see the panic on the two individuals on the top side having to deal with Chris, but ropz unfortunately not able to strike in time. And that'll put the 4th on the board for G2 now. So they're actually starting to mount a decent T-half, even with these woes in the yard position. The adjustment has to come through from Mousesports now. They've been able to stifle that wall, but has it, you know, helped them? It helped them in a few rounds.
It certainly did. I think, to be fair, the round it would most help them was when Kenny hit that ridiculous shot onto Frozen. He was the one in secret, I believe. Straight down the vents, Karrigan is met by a Mach 10. Very happy to collect. Hunter will take 600, and oh, another. Onto wokCC.
Yeah, fully cope. A foregone conclusion of sorts, as we'll see Hunter dismantle the defense towards the upper side.
Play, Henry. We might get a chance here.
Zeus is out. We know what happens if you do get Zeused.
I want 3 simultaneous
screams.
Yeah.
Okay. Or squeals, I suppose.
Can you smell it?
Come on, Jax.
Can you smell it?
I can smell it. ropz is cooking up something right now.
Oh, Jax is just not... He doesn't have to move, and so he won't.
It might be the easiest kill of his career.
Is he baiting him in? Is Jax? Does he want to go? Is he excited for the fish?
He's trying to put the bait out. He knows the flank's coming
We're
from
off.
somewhere.
He fired it.
Yeah. 6 foot range. That's Hunter's ace. I'm not going to be shouting off the high heavens about that one, but he certainly is, because he's just made a ton of Skrilla. 5 kills, $600 a pop. I'll let you do the maths.
Not one of our strong suits. Henry did buy a calculator and put it under his PC in Malta, though. It does look looks real retro.
It's there just in case of the accounting, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen him with the abacus out before, you know, just keeping the books
balanced. Let's see what this Molotov's off for. Secret, aggressive outside. G2, will you have the same smoke issues? Yes, you will.
Okay, they have to readdress now. They have to use 3 smokes to cross over.
They've burned 4 smokes in total.
Well, at least they get across, I suppose. They do take heavy damage towards Hunter. They have made it down. ChrisJ will answer back, and there's a bit of a battle going on towards main entrance right now. Karrigan trying to patrol towards Hut and main at this point. Chooses just to tuck himself in, using the smoke to guise his position for now. Still a 4 and 4.
G2 would never throw an outside smoke counting on the CT Molotov, would they? Like, that smoke would work if the CTs did the stop molly?
The solution to what's happening right now is quite easy.
Yeah.
Have somebody just jump picking to see if they've thrown the Molotov at the start. And your 2 players at spawn who are throwing the smokes, have them wait. And then once it's confirmed that there's a Molotov or a smoke there, you just don't do the fast strategy. It should be a simple fix right now for G2 and something that they should be aware of. But what I think they're trying to capitalize is in the mid-rounds, because they're getting space from these smokes.
Certainly.
Even though they're dumping so much, they're finding themselves in positions, just like this one, where kills could potentially come their way.
Yeah. Does look difficult now. Hunter's so isolated from his team. He is going to be on a lone wolf mission. They are going to be attacking what seems to be the upper side with Hunter's position as MAhvMh as well. MAhvMh has the creep. He should win that duel. But now Karrigan's playing this so well. Jax, however, does hit the shot.
One creeping up the vents as well. Things are going to get a little bit complicated for Voxic. Holding towards the hut right now, goes to the wall bang, nothing connecting. Bomb should be planted here, which it will be. In terms of the retake, a couple of flashes available, but all we can really do is throw those for the ladder, hope for the best, and Voxic really not in a good position with this orb to make it happen. This is the flash I'm talking about. Rox can throw it, so his teammate will get up the ladder, he'll flash through.
He doesn't have one.
Is that it? Is that so they can't even do that?
So
Frozen has to bounce it off now and hope for the best, but MAhvMh looks like he's got his number. Great shot from Frozen, still got a chance here.
And Woxic, if he plays some close quarters AWPing here, he likely shoves the bayonet into Jax. Jax is gone. They have to get on that bomb now, and Hunter does fall just in the nick of time. The Mousesports will secure the 8th, but my goodness, did G2 manage to make a lot out of a little there? They had a disadvantage. I'm talking a lot. It's gonna be 8. Whew.
If he didn't get on that,
Frozen, did he have a kid the whole time?
No, he must have picked that up.
Okay.
I just want to show you what the smoke was looking like outside as of that round. So CT smoke there's the T1, then the ones that are about to miss you can see falling. That's the 2nd smoke, the 3rd smoke, the 4th smoke. There's 5 smokes outside. This is madness.
This is mental. They're having to use 4, and they're still not really getting down cleanly at all. Mousesports have got their number in that regard. G2 keeping themselves in the game with some individual skill, that's for sure. Hunter with 15 kills to his name. Jax with 10, still managing to make this work, even though they have been absolutely destroyed outside in terms of the utility game. Round 14 here. This is the pick of G2, bear in mind. 5 to their name so far. AKs across the board here. We do have a cheeky creep for MAhvMh. Waiting patiently on top of Silo. It's going to be Hunter.
G2's holding, excuse me, G2. ChrisJ's holding a HE to try and bounce off the wall into Squeaky as it opens. It's typically very effective. I wonder if it doesn't look like G2 are planning on going towards Squeaky anytime soon. That is, however, a smoke for Heaven. I think the first time I saw that lineup was from Crystal. The guys from Godsent certainly had some innovative strategies.
Yeah, they do their homework, that's for sure. You have to shoot at the skylights first, and then this will land straight in towards Heaven. Very effective smoke, very common position. We'll see if it works out for them. It'll be thrown on the 40-second mark. I'd imagine you normally rounded it off. Off we go.
Henry Greer. Flashes over the top as well. Stay tucked in. Karrigan full flash, but they don't actually commit instead. Oh, Robs, he hasn't moved a muscle during all of this, and he can hear it all. They're gathering in ramp, completely unawares. They're exposed. Their bottoms have only been mildly spanked. It's only a 1-for-1, actually. G2 shut down that flank, and already AhvMh got another in the low side. Karrigan shut down, looking like a 6. WOXIC can change things, as can Frozen. It's a 2v3, thanks to that AWP frag. He's upgraded, and it certainly is an upgrade for a retake to the creep.
It's going to be a very difficult one. Frozen can see the barrel there, but Jax will be flashed out. It's going to be a 2-on-2 now. A nice AK spray is looking very good for Frozen indeed. They've got to smoke with the bomb as well. Nexa, they know exactly where he is. Will the shots land? They will. And it is going to be another successful retake from Mousesports on the lower bomb side, Chad. That's a very difficult task.
Yeah, Frozen is mauling them. I was just looking back at some of his stats right now. So far in this match, he has been involved in 6 opening duels. He's won 5 of them, lost 1. But if you go even deeper than that, Frozen has 4 of those rounds where he's had those opening duels, they've actually converted the round. So that's the more important part.
Yeah, okay, so wow. They've converted like 75% of his opening kills.
It's a pretty nice stat right there for Mr. Frozen. And with a round like that, retaking the lower bomb site, 5 is already pretty good for G2. They have to be feeling comfortable with this. Sure, the more the better, but 5 isn't a bad platform to start your map campaign.
Yeah,
best of 3 series.
Especially when you, well, I was about to say lost the pistol, actually won the pistol second round follow-up. Yeah, so that's a little bit alarming, and a lot of damage being inflicted here, but they have managed to convert it. This, throwing caution to the wind at this point. Not worrying about the smokes too much, just getting stuck in there. It's still going to be a 4-on-4. Karrigan down towards lower quickly. Has he got the smoke to deal with this, though? Only the flashbang. Multiple players in front of him. AhvMh nails the shoulder of the Krieg, and that's their entry towards the lower bomb side. Nexa, he might have confirmed the round. Great shot from Frozen. He's been a thorn in their side, and Robs with the AWP, looking to stop the plan.
Frozen, honestly, wouldn't write him out this round, considering what we've just talked about. He's already managed to shut down the Nexa top side. Love the push from Nexa, and oh, Robs, just the tip of Jax's head, and that's enough. Does shut him down. Another tip shown. It's just AhvMh. Great angle. And now it does talking of angles, Frozen's not going to be ready for this one. 9-6 on the half. It's our first map. This is the super day of Group C and D. We're going to be sending a lot of teams home, and it starts here on Nuke.
Sitting on a bench, waiting for the time to pass, dreaming of what happens next. I see what I wanna be, questioning my destiny, only knowing what I see. I don't even realize I've already made a path.
now as they send 4 players towards Alta and just Robs patrolling towards the lobby. Quick smokes, very efficient. Just 1 down, to be fair, but still they get across safely.
Stops that tight line Kenny was holding.
That's all they needed. Didn't take any damage.
And all of them are down there. Look at them. They're just stompeding down.
Chris has a smoke as well. This is going to be great for the plant.
Yeah, you can smoke out from Decon just like that and get yourself towards Silo. So the bomb's going to go down here. Jax is going to try and defend this. Apparently not. It's going to be a bomb plant, a 5-on-5, a good nade comes through, but still no kills found.
I wonder if that destroyed the decon door. It has. And that's going to make things a little more difficult for this after plant. Does favor the CTs because they can fake and just hold the line now. No issues with no funny business around the decon door. The nade on this retake. However, saying that, Chris J, he's doing work from there. Frozen, however, falling onto Nexa, faking it out. 2v2 as Rops does arrive on ramp room. Doesn't matter if it's CT or T. He seems to have found a position that worked for him. Long range, trying to force them off the bomb, does so successfully, and they're running out of time. Jax has a kit. He's the only last hope to them. He's fallen off, and Robs will collect the double eventually. That was just a battle of a war of attrition at the end of that one.
A beautiful strategy there from Mousesports. They've got the number of G2 there, knowing the tendencies of Kenny S. 1 smoke there towards the secret steps chat. They've flashed outside to get anyone off main entrance and ran across, taking no damage. You can see Kenny had no vision getting down towards secret. They were very aware of it. They certainly rotated down towards lower, but the decon smoke, you noticed it. The second they had that secondary smoke available to them, bomb was going down. A 5-on-5 post plant, very difficult for the CTs to bring that back.
Yeah, and the response immediately from G2. They have invested heavily. I don't think we've ever seen this before.
Not in years, that's for sure. Wow, MAhvMh7, Nova, also Shotty.
Valve are creaming their draws right now.
This is wild.
Yeah, you don't see this too often. Shotguns certainly have their place on Nuke, but not in the second round like this. We haven't seen this before. Will it work out for G2, though? That's the question. Amanek waits on top of the hub with the UMP. Nails the first. Can he do damage to the second? He certainly can. The shotgun will have to deliver now. One more shell will do it. It's not going to be enough. The shotgun's doing damage. They're not finding the kills. Mousesports will absolutely destroy them there. A nice idea, but one that probably won't be tried again.
Oh, no.
So, could I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How much is the MAhvMh7?
Oh,
80, like
it got reduced in price. It's 1,300 now.
1,300.
Yeah.
Okay, so down to 1,300, but still on par with, say, an MP9.
it's much more. It's much less functional than an MP9.
Like, I'm saying that Hunter in his duel and the one towards Squeaky, who was that? That was Carrigan with his.
Probably won them with MP9s.
Yes,
yeah,
that was my argument.
It's likely. I think 3 shotguns is a little bit audacious. Maybe one seems to be okay because you could maybe play on top of hut or you could play in one of those lower areas. But 3 people banking on all being offered duels like that, it's a little bit more difficult.
And to be fair, the shots were there. They did manage to do significant damage. The shells were connecting. It's just a little bit 50-50 sometimes. You can get the insta, 1 shell, 1 kill, or it can do 80 damage. It's a bit of a cool
the spread of those shotgun shells. Yeah.
So they've got a 4-man ramp stack going on right now. Might even be 5 over there. So the bomb will go down towards upper. A bit of a non-starter due to this round. Molotov'd out. Won't even get a crunch towards lobby. They'll have to pull back. And lads, we don't really need to take this round too seriously. Take a breath.
I've got something that I can give the viewers, however. So if you don't want to hear what's going on with the other matches, we obviously have Tyloo versus VP going on and FaZe versus OG. Just mute now for
Tyloo and VP is irrelevant in terms of...
It is irrelevant, yes. But right now, just mute quickly. Do it for 10 seconds or so. Anyway, VP are currently winning at the half 8-7 over Tyloo, and the FaZe versus OG game is going very, very quickly. That was Dust, who you heard from Nico earlier. FaZe are currently winning 13-5 after a blistering 12-3 first half on the CT side.
They won the pistol in the second half, but they have lost the follow-up force buy, so could get a little bit closer, I suppose.
Yeah, but if we trend with the results as they are right now, let's just assume that Mousesports win this one here in a 2-0 fashion, and the same can be said for FaZe Clan. The results that we will be seeing coming on through there would see Mouse come through first, FaZe second, OG third, and G2 missing on out. That is if Mouse 2-0 this series, and if FaZe 2-0 theirs. That's just trending in the direction we're currently looking at.
That's a nice way to do it. Let's keep doing that. As we check in with the scores, we'll operate under the assumption that those holding the lead are going to convert, and we can keep giving them updates that way. Otherwise, it's just going to be
too many variables, too many options.
Let's just do that. So for now, 12-6 does look like Mousesports have got a damn good bit of leeway on this G2 map pick, and it's worth reiterating. G2 chose to bring us here.
Trying to get that perfect pop flash lined up. Chris J in position, the door opens. You can see how well orchestrated that is. The flashbang very effective. Hunter's in a lot of trouble. It's beautiful from Mousesports. This is what you want to see. That Chris J flashbang. Carrigan makes his way through. The MAC-10 working out. It's going to be a beautiful start for Mousesports, and pretty much the round shut down already with a little set piece towards Squeaky.
I want to shout out the Observer as well, Bastian, just because we don't often... you know, it's easy just to focus on where the frags are about to happen, not to stick with someone that's pulling the pin on that flashbang. We get to see the whole process, as well as Hunter being forced all the way back.
That pop flash is brutal. The player on the hut had no chance there. He doesn't even know the door's about to open. As soon as it does, a flashbang goes flying through. Very well done from Mousesports. 13-6 on the board, and then I have to save 3 weapons here on the G2 side. That's the AWP and 2 M4s. And in terms of loss bonus, they're going to get 3,400 into the next round as they are 4-0 down here in the second half. So they will have money with the 3-gun save, but they are running out of time on that map pick. Nuke working out too well for them. 13-6 confirmed and 4 players survive for Mousesports. They've got a ton of cash going forward.
Could you learn that one, do you think?
That lineup?
Yeah.
I think so. Like, looking at it, it looked like a little complex, but it's all down to the timing of the door. That's the main problem there.
I was about to say
it's not me throwing the flashbang, it's the person opening the door. That's going to be the issue.
I know it
seems that Henry might be a bit pedantic on that, but it is about the trust in your teammate to do the right thing there.
Otherwise, you're both just sitting by the door.
That's one you definitely have to dry run for a half an hour or so. Okay. Sequence.
Well, this is another sequence from Mouse. They're going to be getting rocked straight towards the vent, but sticking around, and Hunter's been caught out. 2 different moves. Same player falls at the start of the round. He's forced to watch now as the 14th could be secured by Mouse. It is a good position from Kenny. He's taking some active duels to shut down the Rops drop.
Well, that confirms Kenny's down towards lower. Frozen's going to use his information now to just investigate his options towards outside, negating the smokes, creating a path, and MAhvMh will pull him back into the round. Jack will chime in as well. They're not done here just yet. Bomb goes down. Frozen found as well. Nexa confirms things there. And it was looking so good for Mousesports. Another nice little sequence towards Squeaky enabled Rops to get that first impressive frag that the smoke was down. Bounced off the lobby door. Manages to get the first down the vents, but Kenny is in position very quickly. Stops the snowball from turning into an avalanche. And we get 13-7. But remember, a ton of cash from Mousesports. He had silenced M4s, MAC-10s. They're now at the full buy with Voxic on the AWP. Carrigan, 7-15 right now. He's had a great week in EPL. Quieter showing from him by the standards we've seen. And nades and smokes once again. Same sequence, but Rob's not going to commit this time.
It's very lobby heavy, this presence from Mousesports here. We always talk about the importance of yard control, getting secret to force out those rotations, but those top hits that they're able to pull up. Oh my God!
Bye, Kenny.
He's just caught Kenny there as he's gone through the cusp of the smoke and been able to spam him through the vent. That is wild.
Did Kenny underhand his smoke? I think he did. That's going to have been enough of a sound cue for Rops to look, but the fact he hits the shot, my God. Straight through the vent.
So forces a rotation. 2 players towards Secret for Mousesports. Hunter and MAhvMh will reposition. They're putting all of their eggs in towards the lower basket here.
Bomb's here, though, so this is the right play.
You can see 3 CTs down towards lower. They really want this to work out for them. It is Jax patrolling ramp from the lower bomb side, but essentially 3 down here. Next towards Secret as well.
Oof, this is going to be tough. Hunter should get this one here. Chances are a second. Woxic's done well to hit that shot. 50 seconds. And another one outside. This time it's the Frozen Nexa duel that's been going on.
And that one as well. That's going to be Hunter left alone. Remember, they stack towards lower at this point. Hunter doesn't have the crosshair placement for Robs. Should be taken down here, and which he will. It should be 3 kills for Robs on an absolute terror of a game right now. 25 kills, 10 deaths, 14-7. Money should be okay for G2, but they are running out of time here. Here's the scoreboard. Overall, 25 and 10 for Robs. Yeah, so he's lost the barrel and spam, like Chad said. So it wasn't a guaranteed kill. That spam can be a little bit tricky sometimes, and it works out for him, connects with the head pretty quickly. And there's one final buy here for G2 as they bring out the shotguns once again. MAhvMh with the auto.
All right, folks, let's see. G2 camp have got anything left to say. Same smokes to start it off. Let's see if there's any other changes in their positions. Hunter, he's been caught out on hut, but now, oh, it's Rops continuing his spree straight out towards main. He's taken down the outer yard player. Nexa's gone. Now the threat for MAhvMh is so real. He has to worry about main. He's tucked in on the corner, hoping they commit towards that hut position. Hunter now to babysit, does get one and manages to fall off. Back into the site to support the shotgun. He has to. Rob's still patrolling outside. Kenny's looking to find him, and he could very well, if Rob's mistimes the exit through this smoke. In fact, I think he's waiting it out. Kenny's going to miss his shot. That's a problem. Now Robs has a chance to strike. Repositioning very effectively, but missing his shots again. Just the tip of Robs' dome was showing. And no haircuts being handed out by the French AWPer today. Instead, Robs asks for a refund, makes it 4v3.
It's a big kill. Kenny has the orb removed, and Karrigan should be able to take down Hunter as well. This is looking like map point. MAhvMh with just a shotgun here, but he's in a perfect position to do damage with it. Towards that hut, Karrigan's got the bomb. He'll go down here, and there's no one to back him up. The buddy system has not been utilized here. It means MAhvMh has control of the bomb, finds an AK-47, and his 3-on-2 becomes possible for them. In terms of the utility left, flashbangs, Molotovs as well. Can they get that bomb and get out of there? They certainly can, but Jax is going to challenge any second now, doesn't deny, and here is going to be a response. Robs can't reposition in time.
Oh, the bullet through hair, from the hut. Of course, an absolute nightmare, and it will finish off to 15. Mousesports tidy it up in the end, but did get a little chaotic thanks to the fragging of MAhvMh. Seeing those shotguns work, maybe not 3 of them, that was just 1, but it certainly worked wonders in hut.
So what's the final play going to be? You know the money's low on the G2 side. You throw caution to the wind and go for the outside play, knowing there won't be an AWP available to the CT side, or do you continue focusing that squeaky door? Things have been working out so well for them. It's going to take 8 rounds in a row from G2 now just to stand a chance at overtime. Doesn't normally end this quickly. There's always something else to be said. Chris J listening up for sound cues here above the hub. Got a MAC-10 to deal with 3 players of our helmets here. A very wise and informed investment. Molotov set up for Frozen. In terms of defensive utility, they still have smokes and incendiaries. The shotgun towards the ramp, good for 1 there. Flashbang comes through. He has no real backup here. Jax is an island towards ramp, and he's very committed.
It could be Chris J. They send in first. I can just see a world where that MAC-10 comes around the corner, all guns blazing, and it is Chris J bouncing around the corner. They should get the response. He actually manages to take 2. That was the AWPer. A huge scalp, but Rops has done 1 better. Does behead Kenny. 45 seconds. Could this be the 16th already?
It means 1 has to go lower at this point, right? Karrigan's very aware of that, but he hasn't accounted for MAhvMh. He's gone out first again with no trade potential. There's been a couple of those moments here. MAhvMh might be able to save the day. We're down to the 1 versus 1, knowing that this likely the CT is towards the vent. Kind of whiffs the smoke there towards the vent, but still, it denies access. Next, it's not going to fly up. And at this point, this is his chance to find his way through. It looks like the reload's happening, and Robs has fluffed his lines there. He had every advantage in the world, but didn't reload the AK-47.
Yeah, he did everything there. That was wild. He missed the molly a little bit, which would have definitely hit Nexer, and he was 100% certain if he wasn't at that point where he was coming from. But just missing those bullets there, I don't want to say right now that could be the lifeline for G2, but if this one continues to go and we end up in overtime, that round right there, oh dear, might come back to haunt him.
It's so brutal that a player with 30 frags is going to be regretting not getting 1. But that is just how the cookie can crumble.
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't reload the AK, found himself in a world of trouble. And it continues though, the pressure from Mousesports towards main entrance. The bomb has gone down, but Karrigan will recover the situation. He's back to a 4-on-4, but bomb's still out in the open. Flashbang from Kenny S is deployed. The swing could be coming from main entrance here. The shotgun's ready and waiting. Can the bomb be recovered though?
Karrigan's doing his best shot, but he's going to get caught. Jax, all of them have positioned themselves in these passive lines outside. WOXIC tucked in on Warehouse. He's going to be so focused on Jax, he better hope that Frozen's got his back. He does for now.
Yeah, this is just G2 tucking in.
Yeah, so Robs could be a little bit of a game changer. He's coming from ramp. He's pushing that one. Kenny's tucked in now from the push. Jax is in a prime position to collect this one. This looks so good for G2, and WOXIC's already fallen. Just 2 remain now. The patience from Jax is, but Frozen, and Robs could win this duel. They know where he is. Could be a 2v2. Hunter's only got a shotgun. Jax really needs to win this. He hasn't. 2v2, 45 seconds. This could still be the last round for G2.
I think you might be right. Shotgun is in play, and the FAMAS commits.
Molly.
He is still there in main entrance. Robs will know that. He can get the bomb. MAhvMh holds the corner, knowing he's so low, has to reposition. The double spray down could be coming through. Do they want to swing on this?
4 bullets, 4 bullets.
Oh no! 4 bullets, it's happened again! No bullets in the AK. He had just an extra step of self-doubt, and it costs him. We all see 15-9. Oh, man, these rounds keep getting closer and closer.
Certainly do. Mousesports now need to weigh up their options. The money's not going to be fantastic. I don't think they want to force buy into this one. And Hunter closing things out, knowing that Robs was running out of time and space. We get into a tactical timeout brought to you by the US Air Force, and this one by Mousesports. Their second so far, 15-9, and surely still going to close this game out, but they might not be investing just here.
It does feel like it's going to be a matter of time until Mousesports get across the line here, but one of the worries, and maybe one of the reasons they're taking this tactical timeout here, is to have a bit of a discussion about whether they want to force buy or if they want to save. Now, in terms of the money situation, you know, you look at it, oh, they're going to scrap it together. They've only lost 2 on the trot here. Their loss bonus isn't looking fantastic. But the reason that they might not want to take a save here to get out the orbs, to make sure that you have Karrigan on an AK and not a Galil with full utility, is because if you let G2 build a bank, then they almost become impenetrable at that point.
They could bring out the Kenny S orb, which is not available right now, and set up the fortress. You are right. So trying to shut things down quickly here before the counter built up on the CT side. We are going to see a bit of damage exchange there. Hunter towards the squeaky door. Goes down to 58. Much more efficient in terms of the smokes here for Mousesports. You can see there's no gaps, and a Molotov towards Secret as well. And Frozen will have his compatriot in the form of Voxic with him.
Oh, that's a huge bit of territory for Chris to take. Now those smokes to Secret mean the only place they can rotate to deal with this lower bomb site is through ramp.
There's ramp, that's right, and that's one of the most difficult positions. Kenny S will be on the bomb site floor at least.
God, you're making them building quite the brutal picture, actually, of the G2's round for now, even though there's still 5v5, the territory.
It's just the pressure towards lower, the suggestion that they could be buggered down there. Chris J holding the vents as well. They've only got 1 player down towards lower now. They're going to join him. That's going to be Nexa. He tucks himself in towards Shadow. So they know there's threat towards this area of the map. If they go back towards upper, that's going to be a nightmare in itself.
The bomb is still in lobby.
Oh, Karrigan, what are you crafting here?
There hasn't been any movement. The CTs haven't pushed for info. They've just rotated to deal with it. They've stayed within their safe zones. We'd call this turtling up. Wow, it's through the vent to top?
It's a top take. Hunter's going to have to get a multi. One will not do. Chris J's got himself a double. Straight into the top site plant. Those that were tucked in on low site now have a mission to overcome. There are kits. There's a scrap of utility. I'm seeing 3 smokes. That's not going to get them too far. 2 gathering towards heaven.
Those Molotovs towards heaven and vents make things very problematic. The God Flash comes through, normally very effective. It doesn't catch Rops. He's looking to close things out here. They're still alive for now, though. 3 versus 2, 2 versus 1, and there it is, 16-9. Mousesports will pick up the map choice here of G2. A very convincing performance there, especially from the likes of Rops. 32 kills, Frozen not far behind on 25, and G2 are back to the drawing board. Yeah, they do have a smoke though, however, so they can make things uncomfortable, but that missed scout shot is going to lead Kenny S to his grave. We've just got one player remaining here, Jax. He can smoke the bomb, he can make things a bit confusing, but without the kit, he stands little to no chance of winning this one. Trying to make it a 1 versus 1 at this point. He might be able to do so, but Karrigan, nice shot there. Great effort from Kenny S. But on the CT side, unless you convert that round, it doesn't do a whole lot for you because you're full eco going into this next one now. So great shot, especially the second one here. Beautiful from Kenny S. Look at the speed of this. Turns a complete 180, finds Robt, and at this point, it will be 2-0. And as I mentioned, doesn't do too much to them because they are USPs only in round number 3.
Yeah, so Kenny, he's had 2 rounds. The only 2 rounds of train. He contributed a double kill in both.
Yeah.
And neither of them converted. Actually, let me correct myself. Not a double kill, a dink on the second in the pistol.
As good as you would think,
as good
3
as,
HP.
Yeah, unless Karrigan's got a Desert Eagle, which he's not the only one, actually. In fact, it's going to be Frozen who's equipped with the Mousesports signature single sidearm. He's taken a... I guess maybe because Chris J's got Frozen's rifle from the round before. It's Frozen's turn to play this game.
Well, to clean out a bomb site here for their anti-eco. We don't get too many pure anti-ecos these days, so it's good when we see one come on through. They won't fall into the stack of G2, which was over towards that inner bomb site. But Chris J, he might be able to get some stat padding going on here if they want to offer themselves up down the ladder. I say that. Never mind. We'll continue towards team main.
There was something there, Chad. It could have been a nice moment if they did all drop down into his crosshair. Would have been exciting at least. But for now, bomb down, round guaranteed. Just a matter of whether we'll see any kills for G2 here. They've got their way towards T-spawn with 3 USPs. And in terms of disposable weaponry, MAC-10s and the Deagle, you'd certainly put those in the category, as Jax will find some pressure from the Ivy position. The MAC-10s are coming.
Yeah, that was such a long-range MAC-10 work from Karrigan. He does do 50 damage, so fair play. Close quarters a little easier. You can see that Kenny does manage to shut down Rops. That was the only MAC-10. Now Karrigan's got himself one to maybe finish the hunt, but yeah, don't want to be putting any of those rifles at risk. 3-0, they convert their pistol win, and now it's time to see what G2 can do with the guns.
We're about to learn a lot here for how this half is going to flow, right? It depends on what T-side approach we see from Mouse, and if it's the standard one, how G2 are going to deal with it.
G2 have been so stubborn with this double AWP setup this week in EPL.
That's true.
They've done it once again. So MAhvMh is now the secondary AWPer of G2. We've seen it on Dust 2 multiple times. Didn't really work out for them. Mirage has been brought out, and for me, I'm not that sold on it just yet, but maybe on train it's a different story. Time will tell. First gun round here, bit of an advantage for Mousesports considering there's a lack of helmets. 4 players without those, and Karrigan's got the MAC-10. Or for vOKCCC as well, going to be a bit of a trained specialist and inside execution. Just what you want to see in these sort of rounds when they force ball in that second, you know they've got a distinct lack of kits, utility, AWPs potentially, stick together as a 5-man unit, and they're fully committed towards inside at this point.
Yeah, and they managed to get down the round before Kenny gets set up. The Molotov will lock him out for now. They might have to smoke it if they want to close the gap quickly. Instead, they go through. No, they don't. Look at this. 3 members of the G2 squad. They're locked in connector, and now there's nades being thrown on their face. A smoke as well. Chris J's got all of his utility, making this retake a nightmare.
Yeah, I think
there's 2 AWPs. I mean, retaking with 2 AWPs is hard, never mind without utility.
Yeah, you got to save this one. There's no way you even consider it. The perfect call, in my opinion, from Mousesports there, knowing that they're going to force into these AWPs, they're not going to have incendiaries, maybe not even kits, which they didn't have. You get that bomb planted, you get 1 kill on the trade. That was towards Nexa, who is known to anchor towards inside by himself and all of his teams, and it's a great job from Mousesports.
All right, boys, we're about to jump into Skybox here, just waiting for this round to come to its conclusion. What I want to know is the standard 5-lane smoke. They didn't do the E-box smoke, but Karrigan, well, it's actually Chris J, has dropped the smoke here, which normally they do to extinguish the Molotov. So they've sold that it's the standard outside strat, and you can see 4 players, 1, 2, 3. I can't draw on Mr. MAhvMh there, he's hidden, and Kenny there in connector 4. They're already waiting for the standard outside play, dumping all this utility. Molotov to deal with Karrigan's push. They're using flashes. They're using their own smoke to get off main. So a lot of utility dumped just to get control against that strategy.
Interesting. So, I mean, this is going to condition G2 as well. When you see that smoke close, you don't know if there's going to be a T already halfway up sandwich, which is obviously what they can do with the back of that smoke. I haven't seen Mousesports opt for it just yet. Instead, the same utility thrown. That's going to keep 4 CTs focused on the outer yard area for now. Part of me loves Hunter just that extra bit more because he has stuck to his guns, quite literally, with the M4A1.
Yeah, he has. A lot of players tweeting about the M4A1S recently.
It used to be the better of the M4. It was a
did.
long time ago.
Bring it back.
They slowed it right down. It used to have a much higher rate of fire. Admittedly, less bullets. It used to have 20 in the clip instead of 25. So they try to make some adjustments. It still is a very viable weapon. I mix and change between maps, but majority of CT players will still use the M4A4 just because of the spray potential and the more damage.
The rate of fire, I mean, it's just such a significant nerf, isn't it? You just feel the difference. Take a look at the Krieg. Those bullets come out so fast, you just watch players melt. That's Hunter with the aforementioned M4 connecting and drawing first blood. Now Mousesports operating at a deficit. They do have access to Yard, and that duel, the Carragans won it straight onto the head of Hunter.
Remember, we did say he had the top stats against Tyloo on Train in that 16-13 victory. He is very well versed on Train here. Looking to get that bomb planted. 3 versus 2. Robs is the walking wounded at this point. And we'll see the AWP on the retake again here, boys. MAhvMh still yet to show me what he can do with the weapon. Next up, dropping down towards PopDog. A lot of noise made, and the HE is successful. Robson 10 HP will be taken down. They have got a kit now at this stage. Incendiary thrown towards main entrance. Player there as well. We'll see if that's going to be enough.
As soon as... Oh, they know where Carrigan is. What's the reaction?
Good volley.
But Woxic's shot could confirm it, because now MAhvMh, he's got 2 targets and he's got no time. He taps away at Woxic. He could try and go for the fault. No kit, no hope, saves the AWP. That's important in the grand scheme, but Mousesports will find their 5th.
That was a fantastic shot there by Carrigan. I really want to push home how important that kill was, because they did one of the smoke gimmick tricks out towards Ivy. Frozen going to walk through either side. They had a smoke Ivy side, so sunny side I like to call that when you come out. Yeah, which Carrigan's looking at, and they also had one with the backtracks. So it's hard for an Ivy player to cover both of those smokes. So him walking through was a distraction enough for Carrigan to get that room, and then nailing that shot was basically nailing the round. And they're up 5-0 here. Things are looking great in the Mousesports camp.
Yeah, very impressive scenes here. This is the Mousesports I said could win if this is the Mousesports that shows up. Sometimes it's just not, though. They look like a different roster entirely, but when they all come together, you can see why they're considered a top 5 team in the world. This is looking great at this point. They've got themselves a nice early advantage here on the T side of their map pick. Lots of money. They're still up against the double AWP setup as MAhvMh will wield the AWP, currently set on 3 and 2. He holds towards Ivy. He'll get the first shot. That's Frozen going down, so that double AWP setup is working out for them for now. Will it lead to a round victory, though? Need to convert this 4 and 5. Need to start posting rounds here.
It could still find success if they pop inside, right? It could give them a situation where they find a 2-on-4. If they trade efficiently, then they could be left with a 2-on-3 post-plant situation, obviously in their deficit. But considering they lost that opening pick very early, it wouldn't be a terrible situation. The nades come out now.
Close. And already, Carrigan's charging straight up. He wasn't expecting Nexa on the site. They're in all the right places in this round. Bodies lining up and being collected. Nexa's got himself a triple kill. Just as they descended that ramp, gets the first. Chris J nice and neat and tidy on the site. And now Woxic just thrown into a AWP save scenario. He's going to just try and do as much damage as he can. You can see the G2 economy is far from flush, but with 5 players still standing, he's just going to hope to do something with his time.
So this is where we could see Mousesports default back towards their standard yard smokes. They've done things a little bit off of their standard gameplay up to this point. There we go. Woxic will get offered up the first. Batter up. Who's next? Anybody else want some more of the Turkish AWP player?
They could do. Looks like they do, actually. It hits Kenny S there. We'll be closing things out. Foxy that hits the leg shot, though. Ringing the bell. Suggests the end of the round. We get to round number 7. It's the first for G2 here. Nexa, as I said, known to anchor this inside bomb site and does a very good job usually. This round no different, managing to get a couple of frags. Third was beautiful towards the upper as well. Nothing Robs could do about that. We interviewed him about his upper round presence and how he enjoys the fact players know he's coming most of the time. Here's the US Air Force tactical timeout as Mousesports will call their first. 5 on up, they've given a round away. Money, not amazing for them. You can see 8 grand for Frozen, so they probably won't have the AWP. I say that, Vox, it buys straight into it. So Frozen will have to drop at least 1 AK-47 here. Chris J maybe on towards a Deagle or a MAC-10. He goes for the latter. He drops an AK himself and uses the SMG. So a very selfless individual, Chris J. He's always happy to operate either a Deagle or an SMG.
Does Chris have the best spawn here? I can't quite see right now. Okay, he's at the back of the pack. I was going to say with the MAC-10, maybe he'd want to try and get fast out main, make it to the Olaf position or quickly down PopDog.
They've got 4 players with our helmets. They're assuming they're up against full rifles here. They're right to an extent, but Chris J bringing this out now still has a potency behind it. Same sequence from Karrigan that we're used to. The Molotov down towards Ivy, the grenade to follow it up, and it's the shot from Voxic that takes MAhvMh7z down. That's Ivy open for business. And they know it as well. You can see them stretching their legs to the side of the map. Yeah, Frozen's confirmed that. He's like, yeah, Ivy's clear. I'm out. Let's do this. Next, we'll have to reposition. Kenny S alone towards inside of the AWP, watching upper ramp right now. So that's why Nex is not anchoring, and Karrigan continues to look strong here. The sandwich kill comes through, and the filling is Jax.
Next up. He knows exactly where they are on the other end of the smoke, but he's losing his teammates every turn. As the smoke fades, Chris J's still throwing bullets through. He knows it's a possibility. This is not being ignored or forgotten about by Mousesports by any stretch of the imagination. Kenny's AWP rotating to support.
Yeah, surely can't go for this one. So they tried to change the setup there completely. It is quite a common one when you bring the AWP towards the upper ramp, allowing you to have 4 rifles outside. It's alarming they didn't do any damage, Chad, on that setup. They were ready for this. We all know what Karrigan does in his little sequence.
Yeah.
And we saw it again. It was the AWP shot that kicked things off, fair enough. But still, it was sat in the flames. Karrigan gets 2 kills. They don't take any damage on a 4-man outside stack from G2.
Yeah, it's that gap that Karrigan was able to create, right? Because Nex is normally tasked with playing over towards that inner side rotator position. Sorry, he's normally the inner holder when Kenny's the rotator. So Nexa had to pick up that slack right there. And that was the timing in which Frozen was able to walk out, push through their own Ivy smoke, and meet up with Karrigan. So taking space in different ways here, Mousesports, but it's good to see.
Knowing that double AWP setup is out as well, as soon as they got the kill on MAhvMh7z, knowing he patrols Ivy, that's why the queue to go is so quick there. MAhvMh7z goes down. We saw him get that AWP kill in the previous round, right? So Frozen, he's got no troubles at that point. He can knife out, get towards the end of Ivy, start applying pressure, and that's what Karrigan is waiting for that pressure to come through from Ivy. Gets 2 players in the back. They're getting pulled apart here on train as they take their US Air Force tactical timeout. They're first of this half. G2 on the ropes.
Yeah, and Kenny has a decent spawn right there with the AWP, the closest that we can see on screen towards Connector. But if you want to push, if you want to take some of these assertive duels so they can't do that execute, it's very difficult. What can you do if they're rushing out main? You push Ivy, okay, there's no one there. You can try and push inner. We've already seen that with Kenny at the high ramp position. If they take yard and they get it for free, then they're already going to be looking at the extremities. So the question is, do you want to just... Whoever's not going to buy right. Here we go. There we go. They're going to buy. Okay. They're going to get it all going. All the guns out.
I assume MAhvMh7z, he does this thing. He loves buying his armor or buying everything at the last possible second. It real triggers me, but he does do it all the time. So wait for a 3, 2, 1. Kevlar vest.
There we go.
Kevlar vest? Yeah, oh yeah, okay.
And a kit as well for
He
good
does it
measure.
as he's moving out for extra skill style points, I guess.
So one of the ways they can deal with this fast outplay is by throwing more utility, but that will leave them not too many nades to deal with the late round scenarios. So you can see just a tactical strike of nades over towards the bomb train and a leg shot for MAhvMh7z. So I'm sure he's feeling a bit worse for wear.
What the bloody hell? And now his teammate's just smoking himself out, desperately trying to escape. Woxic throwing some speculative shots. Hunter's not moving a muscle. He doesn't have to. Woxic's already cut the toenails of MAhvMh7z for him, involuntarily. Oh my god, if Karrigan's going to get another gap, another back turn, Jax is going to be furious. Again, they've lost access to yard. Nexa, he's low. He will have to find more, and Hunter through the smoke gets caught. Frozen was waiting for him. Karrigan's caught the rotate. Karrigan's got more. Backtracks is his. Train is his. Mousesports dominating on this T side.
Get him out of here. G2 have no response. Karrigan is just the surgeon outside, dissecting G2 round by round, finding that space. They just don't know how to counter it, Chad. It's too much.
Yeah, there's all these different looks and spins. Mousesports looks so comfortable on this map right here. There's no dramas for them whatsoever. And you've spoken about this double AWP setup. It's difficult if the AWPs are the ones having to deal with this play. The riflers, they need to be dumping utility. They need to get up close and personal.
Why do G2 feel like when they have a double AWP setup in mind, they have to run it every single round? They can't do anything else but run the double AWP setup. We saw it earlier in the week as well.
They would have done a lot of prep going into this map, expecting it to be picked. So it must be a key component of their game plan here. It wouldn't just be a crutch that MAhvMh7z falling on.
It's the same thing happened in Mirage, though. We were questioning that. It's just, it doesn't seem to be yielding the results we like. We know he's capable with the rifle. It's a very nimble weapon. It can be dynamic on the map. He can move around. As soon as the bomb goes down towards inner or Karrigan's causing absolute chaos out here, it doesn't seem to be having any impact here. He's just constantly on the back foot as Karrigan just absolutely destroys him once again. Huge round from him, and the money is in the bin. Even with the maximum loss bonus here, G2 will save an AWP and go for a partial buy. They're 7-1 down on their CT side of train. And this is looking very good. Remember, if Mousesports do win this game 2-0 and FaZe convert as well, Mouse coming top of the group.
Yeah, it's insane how up and down this one can still be. There's a lot of Counter-Strike left to be played. right now over in the other stream with the OG versus FaZe game. If you don't want to hear the result, quickly mute. 1, 2, 3. That's all I'm giving you. The score is 3-2 in favor of OG. They won the pistol, converted the 2 following. Things aren't going so well for them now as FaZe are bouncing back in these gun rounds.
MAhvMh7zeuwoKCDZ taking his AWP towards Ivy, and he has to hit that shot. Had to, does so.
There was a second there I didn't think it would, but he does convert it cleanly. So the bomb's still down towards T-spawn. There's still a chance here for G2, as MAhvMh7zeuwoKCDZ now starting to show us what he can do with that AWP.
Karrigan, however, up on the train, does manage to neutralize the threat. They know there could be a second. Kenny has yet to announce himself, and oh no! Kenny has 4 bullets, and only 1 connects.
We've all been there. We've all felt it.
Yeah.
It has got to be one of the worst feelings in Counter-Strike. A guaranteed kill that could turn the tide of battle, and you whiff, you fluff your lines, it all goes wrong, and you leave Nexa now. He's exposed himself at the bomb train. It doesn't look like this round will be going in favor of G2.
Yeah, when I make my boo-boos, normally there's not 100,000 people watching.
Yeah, exactly. In our games, at least it's a little bit more private.
Yeah. You can just kind of, you know, slowly press your push to talk down and just go, that's my bad.
We'll do it next round, guys.
We going in now? Want to try in maybe?
One near teammate.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't make any point of that. It's like, you know what? Just make the call, hope no one saw it, move on.
Oh, and you know what? Our fail doesn't get played in slow motion as well.
No.
Right on back. Brutal all the same. That's going to put G2 with the thumb screws now because they are in pain. 8-1. This is T-side train. Mousesports pick already lost their map pick. Things are going in a downward and rather dreary downward spiral for the boys of G2. They've got to step it up. And ropz, he's going to be getting a fast smoke out towards Ivy. Going down pop as well. What have Mousesports got in store for us? Because the bomb's far from committing. They have got chrisJ out and about. Hunter's waiting for him at Sandwich, but the timing could favor him.
Oh, he's not going to check behind him. Hunter ahead of it, trying to deal with Karrigan. This time it will be chrisJ. It's the same opening piece, but well, there's the man in question. He'll get taken down. Hunter will finally get the better of him. And look, if they want to have a shot in this map, I think it has to be on Hunter, especially on their T side. I'm still learning to love G2's T-sides here. Train is one where I had a lot of questions, especially towards the tail end of last year. It felt like they only had the opening move that we're seeing Mousesports run here and no other depth. Whereas Mousesports, they have this opening move, they have a million other looks, and then a whole lot more of firepower.
Well, Hunter does give them the opening advantage, but there's still a lot of work to do here. The run boost will come through. Spotted. Hunter falls back at this point. That's only his 4th kill into this series.
Jack's yet to frag.
That's a good point. What is he right now?
0 and 7 with
Damn.
2 assists to his name and not much ADR.
Not much at all. This round's still possible with the AWP out. 30 seconds doesn't bode well, but if Vox can find a quick kill here towards Ivy, they might stand a chance. Flashbang comes in. They've got plenty of money here, so got to try and damage the bank accounts as Hunter. 2 kills to his name so far, but that's all he'll find this round as ropz will take him down. Player towards hell, that's MAhvMh7zeuwoKCDZ. If he gets mollied out here, this could be a problem. There's another chance for kill here. Kenny has waits patiently, and he's rewarded.
So is MAhvMh7zeuwoKCDZ waiting in the corner. Molly didn't touch him. Puts woxic into an 8-second save. He's going to be backing away as fast as he can. Does get around the corner, but Jax does find his first kill. It's not the most significant, but it's important to get off the starting mark, especially when there is so much at stake. I will reiterate that there is a chance that G2 do not make it through to the next stage of Pro League competition if they do not pick up this win.
Well, this was Hunter's opening right here, and he got lucky with the timing. If he actually hadn't cleared behind him, chrisJ could have slipped into that backline, met up with Karrigan, and could have been another round that's gone missing. But the cash is good on the Mousesports side. Of course it is. The AWP will be out again, the full utility once more. This is the same opening of set pieces. The nades and smokes following. chrisJ leading the charge. He's going to be out and about.
It seems that they've cottoned on now. They've worked out the solution, but still, it's Karrigan that will bring things back to a 4-on-4. Throws a Molotov towards the bomb frame itself, give himself a bit more cover. The smoke towards Ivy, waiting for that smoke to dissipate. You can see Jax ready on the other side. He knows what Karrigan's up to, and this time will strike him down.
Does get traded. ropz has done well to chase that kill down. Hunter on Ivy has a lot of influence, and that's a very spicy shot. Does eliminate ropz, puts it into a... Oh, Okay,
This is big.
Process of elimination. They're going to get a second onto Hunter before falling. He's given them a shot at the round. It looked so good for G2, but Frozen's trigger discipline has thrown us into a 1v1. It's time for some chess between WOXIC and Nexa.
Well, he seems to be planting with conviction here, so has some sort of information there. Might have heard the inside footsteps come through. Nexa does have all the utility apart from a smoke, unfortunately for him. Diffuse get available. Got to get his skates on at this point, though, as he has no idea what WOXIC is. Huge advantage for the Turkish player. We'll see what Nexa can do with this. Incendiary towards main entrance, maybe touch the bomb. He's got to explore his options first, and right now, behind green, WOXIC won't be spotted.
Oh, Nexa
That should
spots
be
him, but that's enough. There's no time, and WOXIC does reposition well. Finishes off the job for the 9th. Wow.
All back as well. So that's a fantastically played situation there from WOXIC. I just want the viewers at home to maybe understand why Nexa wasn't worrying about the connector positions. The bomb would be giving away the most likely position of WOXIC. You want to play and plant in an area where you can set yourself up to pick that bomb if he does tap it.
Actually see the bomb?
Yeah. So that's why Nexus, once he's come down Poppy, seeing where the bomb is planted, has gone and cleared out towards that side of the site, instead of worrying about heaven position or connector, which WOXIC very much could have been, but just the most likely scenario, knowing Nexus the inside holder, the places he's going to rotate from, WOXIC positioned himself accordingly, picks up a very important round right here, because that's going to throw more question marks the G2 way. Another pause will be coming on in. It's pause number 2 for them, brought to you by the US Air Force.
Yes, indeed, and a much-needed one, I'd say, at this point, boys. Malak said they had a strong game plan going into this one. We know they do their homework. They do spend a lot of time on the theory side of the game, but right now, only just about finding a solution for the entrance from Karrigan and Chris J towards the team main position, and still losing the round. Even with equal conversions at the start, it feels like Mousesports is out-clutching them and outplaying them in every facet of the game so far. First map nuke was convincing, this one even more so, as Kenny S lines up his flashbang towards main entrance. They're already out. Rops to lead the way. Behind Ebox, he is at least stopped, but for now.
Yeah, effective flashes, but with Rops already out, now the duels just come so quickly. Jackson ready and willing to succeed in the first, supported by the Kenny S flashbang. Look at him go. Karrigan just holding W into the site. Chris J too, and he's managed to at least make it back to a winnable stead. He's even won onto Amanek. I can't believe these rounds are going this way. It's so fast. The bomb's being planted at 1 minute 20, guys.
Kenny's on 4 HP as well, so yes, they are keeping up with the trades at least, but there's always this one moment where it all falls apart for them. Kenny S can't be super active here. One bullet lands in his general direction. He's going down. He's already rattled off a shot that gives up his spot, but Nexa fighting back now. He does have the incendiary. No kits available here on the CT side, but they have to go for this. They need rounds at this point, desperately. Are they going against it? They're just going to let us go to double digits. I guess without a kit, it is the better option, but I'd say at this point, we just need rounds, boys.
Yeah, you hit a certain point in a game where you have to start throwing caution to the wind. All those fundamentals, the protocols, everything that we talk about from that standpoint. When you are down on a CT-sided map, now 10-2, eventually you need to make a stand. Now, that
he went down from there?
And Nex is not going to make it in time.
Oh,
That's
G2.
the worst outcome possible, really, isn't it? It couldn't have gone any worse.
Oh, no. Okay, so
he's gone down.
We were already painting a very, very bleak picture for G2. I think from this point onwards, it gets even harder. I want to see them continue to buy. The money's not great, but it's better than nothing. They may as well go all in at this point and just see if they can scrape together any rounds. I don't think 12-3 is not enough. 11-4, you can start making an argument. 10-5 would be great.
10-5 would be wonderful, but with this buy, it would have been so much sweeter with an AWP in play. They lost that to the bomb explosion. Nexus clawed one opener, and a second. Nexa piping up. Look at Hunter being a rascal in this smoke. Frozen's going to get caught off guard here. They're going to pass each other, and that's a big one. They need this round. WOXIC is thrown into a clutch. He's trying to get back around the corner, avoid those close quarters duels, and he's managed to do that. The bomb, however, is under CT remit, and he's returning. What are you up to, WOXIC? Hunter's going to collect, and we see the G2 third and must-win round converted. That will at least help them shake off some of the sadness from the round before.
They got Kenny's ult back as well, so that's a positive one right there for G2.
10-5 certainly required. A bit of positive news there. It's Nexa. Hunter stepping up, the only player who's ready to do so far. Next on 11 kills.
I have some more positive news if you are a FaZe Clan fan out there. 6 on the trot for FaZe as they
7 now.
7 indeed, as they match up against OG. OG won the pistol. They were able to convert the next 2 following, but
What's the map?
it's Nuke and Phaser on the T side here. So what we were looking at trending, the most likely results of two 2-0s coming in from Mouse and Phaser respectively, it's looking like we're heading in that direction. G2's tournament life, they need to start fighting now.
Could we check in with the VP game as well? I am a low-key fan. I want to know what they're up to.
Virtus.pro winning 11-1.
There we go. So we're on track for 2-0s across the board here, boys. It's an opening kill from Ropt as well, a clinical one, as he finds Jax, who's having a nightmare of a game so far. 3-11. MAhvMh doesn't have the secondary orb this time. He'll have to make do with the M4A4, and there's a lot of aggro towards Ivy right now. Voxic with the orb makes its way towards the end. They smoke the dark side of Ivy. Flashbang towards Sunny, and MAhvMh. Hunter trying to reposition, trying to get some status on the map here. Towards main entrance they go, but the CZ and Deagle combo, they're just waiting for it. This looks too good. They've spotted the first, we expect the second. It's getting awkward now. Karrigan needs to try and get out of there, which he will. Hightails it towards the waiting room. 4-on-4, they know 2 players are there, but Hunter continues to find kills.
Yeah, the bomb was with Karrigan. I don't know how spotted he was, but that could be a lot of information. Woxic's just going to clip the wings of Hunter on the way back. Kenny with some dynamic AWPing, even anticipating the backtrack flank, knew there was a gap in Ivy. Karrigan straight through the smoke. Okay, maybe there's more to this round than I anticipated.
Considering he took out Hunter, maybe there is. MAhvMh above Pop Dog right now, needs to be very quiet here. He's in a good position, doesn't need a ton of information, but decides to go down. Karrigan's already out, so should be able to deny the plan here.
Yeah,
Easy.
this should be perfect. Perfect kill. Woxic's going to have to try and find him. They don't even know exactly where he was. One close sight, but Woxic's going to miss, and very close to the adjustment. That high sensitivity does have its perks. But a 4th found for G2, and I mean, this is perfect, Chad. Considering what you were saying as well, this means that G2's tournament life is genuinely on the line on our next half of play.
Yeah, and they've put themselves in a fantastic position, to hit 5, because look at the money situation for Mousesports. It's just down to pistols. Normally what happens is they pull out one of these rounds, it's super scrappy, super quick, and they win it. But G2 are looking good.
That's true. The double AWPs are out again, which could be overwhelmed if they were to group up and use that utility effectively to close those gaps. However, Train, this is a map that we know can favor the AWP. Hunter's going to catch a little early utility damage. And now the smokes and Molotov. Oh my goodness, look at that execute. The whole site is just now laden with flame and smoke. Hunter just tucked in on the site. Karrigan's already on the bomb train, and they're punching in the digits. They're going for the fast plan. ChrisJ does manage to get it down. Hunter's fallen, but still a 3v3 as the dust settles, and he's hunting for more. ChrisJ's going to shut down the backtracks. This is exactly what you prophesized, Chad. Chaos has ensued on this take.
ChrisJ has the AWP as well. MAhvMh with that secondary orb. He'll be found, and now just Nexa. Another clutch. Remember, the end of the round here were just pistols, looking for an 11-4 scoreline, and my God, they found it. What a resounding performance from Mousesports here as they look to top the group. It's going to be 11-4 half as we take a break.
Doesn't face me anymore. I can see my tears seems to go through. Yeah, I don't care, no, I don't care. Yeah.
Even when it's so sweet, I end up seeing red. Is it such a ghostly revelation? I may have fucked up all my chances.
People love superheroes, but if you knew half the stuff they get up to.
16 in that one. He knows where Kenny is as well. Spotted. But Kenny opting for the ladder. That elevation could catch WOXIC off guard just in time, but Kenny hits the shot. Kenny S, the hero G2 needed in that pistol. If he doesn't get that triple kill, we're seeing 12 already for the CTs. A crucial win.
Absolutely true. It was looking so good as well. Look at this, the HE damage as they come through. There must have been about 300 there. The first 3 kills all land in favor of Mousesports. Kenny S, some way, somehow, gets 3 kills in total himself to close this one out, and a 1 versus 1 against WOXIC as well, who had his number.
You could see Kenny getting stuck at the top of the ladder there as he's trying to go on up.
4 MAC-10s.
If WOXIC was like 1 or 2 steps ahead of where he was there, he would have beaten Kenny's position and won the round. That is down to the details for sure.
Grenades being exchanged towards Pop Dog. Frozen managing to avoid significant damage. Only takes 4. Holds with the 5-7, a good pistol at close range. And as Alex mentioned, 4 MAC-10s. I hate this approach.
I was going to say, I'm sure Henry's got something to say.
Yeah, I don't know where it's going to go. Like against Eagles and Scouts, you're really asking for trouble here. Ideally, I always want to see 2 AK-47s, but we'll see what G2 can make of it.
Chris can't go down here because if he does, the round will just quickly unravel for Mousesports. They need to wait until G2 make the first step to have some chaos. Let them push into these close choke points. You can see towards the inner bomb site, the Deagles, the meat cleavers are ready to do some damage there. They've completely forgotten about Ivy. Not a common position for an anti-eco. Yeah, Frozen survived right there. He would have done a great job of avoiding all that damage.
Yeah, that was actually really smart. The peeking on the double HEs means that anyone that's playing Pop's either eating a nade or eating your bullets on the peak.
Look at that smoke, though. Just buying time. 45 seconds here. That's all they can really do at this point. Looks very good for G2. Opening kills theirs. And it is an out to finish. 35 seconds. Mousesports will have to try and deny the bomb at this stage. That's going to be their best point of winning the round. And only the smoke's now coming in for Connector.
Smokes fly over. One for the bomb train.
Good utility usage.
Yeah, that's hot. One to even plant in the smoke if you wanted to, on top of that bomb train. For now, though, they flood the site. These CT Deagles and Scouts, as you listed, very potent, but have been completely smoked off. The CT nade does little as well.
Might as well say, if you can, Robs will be taken down by Hunter. They fully invested into this round, and one that won't work out for them. The MAC-10's doing a great job, and we will have Hunter with both the kills so far as the CTs hold on to their Desert Eagles and armor. Got a scalp of WOXIC as well. Might as well see what they can do with that, but it looks like Hunter's got himself a 3rd frag.
I think he might have been looking somewhere else.
Yeah, look at his radar. Maybe he's a bit slow to react to that one.
That's a decent pickup there for Karrigan. If he can hold on to this, he can drop that MAC-10 over or the Deagle, whichever he wants to get rid of, and they will have 4 weapons in the following. This is still a very good setup if they can catch G2 sleeping. A tag from the Scout of WOXIC, the Deagle to finish them off. We have Karrigan with a Molotov coming into play this next round. It's definitely not one that we can say with certainty it will be G2s. They're going to have to battle through this.
Yeah, I mean, with the 4 MAC-10 buy, you're going to have 3 coming into the net. No, you're not. No, there's another AK
so
somewhere. Okay, there it is.
Did upgrade a little bit.
Drop 1 MAC-10 for an AK.
Okay, a bit more firepower. And even the investment coming out of Rops, he's even bought a Deagle of his own. So every member of Mousesports does have an upgraded weapon of some kind.
Let's see how far this gets them. Oh, MAhvMh really hot and bothered now. He will throw out a smoke towards Sandwich to just desperately stop that Karrigan push, but you know Karrigan's somewhat of a mastermind when it comes to smokes and trains. Hanging around the backside of blue.
So technically still another eco here, but they did save the Deagle armor. The MAC-10 could be a talking point. Damage has been inflicted towards MAhvMh, who also has a MAC-10 down to 23 points of health, as they start to reposition towards inside. They only actually have 1 smoke remaining.
Yeah, they dumped it all because that was meant to be an all-in. The saved Molotov from Karrigan there is what stopped the sandwich push from MAhvMh. It was just a saved piece of utility worth $400, which stifled this entire outplay.
Well, that means they can't eradicate as many risks now when they make their way towards innet. They still have a massive advantage, of course, but they'll only be able to smoke down lower ramp, meaning these Deagles, on top of all these awkward trains, could do a lot. They can't really flash Robs. He could do a lot here. We've seen the Deagle at close range do tremendous damage.
Yeah, he talked to us about it. He likes the Deagle on the ramp now, and he's going to show us why. Into the belly button, shuts down Hunter. Chris J takes another, and the Scouts peppering them. It looks like it could be all over on this one. My goodness, they melt as they descend the ramp.
That's all from some saved utility. The whole change of call here came from MAhvMh not being able to push. Oh, Karrigan's going to give away his life. It is still a 2-on-1 situation. The time, it's not great, but he has a chance.
It's down the low ramp. Frozen's upper.
Yeah, so we've got the Scout watching the bomb, bear in mind. You don't need to kill him at this point. Frozen can even spot him in his jump off, which he will. He just wants to buy the time here, and that's really well played. Don't have to challenge too much for it. The scout had that lockdown on either side of the equation. They could actually manage to recover the AK-47, just to note that. And it all comes down to saving a few deagles and some utility, chat. That incendiary, that was everything, right?
Yeah, I can't believe that one piece there was more than enough. He also upgraded into a smoke grenade, which helped them cotton off towards Team Main. But still, it should never have fallen apart that easily. We'll be checking in just quickly with the stream going on with FaZe and OG. It's 9-6 right now in FaZe's favor. And Alexibi and Olaf on the pistol round in the second half, currently in a one-on-one situation.
Lots of outside smokes. Does incite some responsive utility. Frozen will molly off the pop. There's a big gathering of them towards main. Karrigan's going to spot them, but how do they deal with this? A smoke of his own invention. Frozen perhaps to flank just a little bit. Karrigan spotted one charging down green train. Amanik's going to get caught. Karrigan's got himself a double. And Karrigan's made it a triple. Just like that, G2 gets shattered on their T side by
13-6. That might be all she wrote for G2 on train. After winning the pistol, the second round conversion came through. It's that third round against the safe deagles and scouts that leads them to their inevitable doom here. They've got no money in reserve. They have to let this go 14-6. Here's the replay from Karrigan. Always plays well on the likes of Nuke and Train, and those are the maps we've got today, and that's why he's putting in such a solid shift. Frozen was fantastic over on Nuke as well. It continues to be so on Train. As you get into round number 20, as I said, has to be the full eco. You've got about a 2% chance of winning this round going into it.
Let's see if any of those percentages can be controlled by this Glock Train. Appropriate map for it. And they're just going to go ahead and chug on into the AWP of Wox. It couldn't really be a better opponent for them to overwhelm, but chances are he's going to get one.
Lots of damage. They're not going to be able to run him down. The Molotov will land. They have to respect it due to the lack of armor on these full eco situations, and you'll see exactly that. They're going to run away as quickly as they came.
I wonder if that was deliberate. Woxic looking down when he was getting overwhelmed. I guess it makes his head immediately somewhere else. Right?
Yeah, so in 1.6, you used to hold certain angles where you would almost turn your head into the ground and you could still see like a slither so they couldn't headshot you, especially on pistol rounds. Didn't work on gun rounds. All the walls were spammable. But similar thoughts here, probably from Mr. Woxic, is he's going to get another one for free. They're just going to keep changing position and giving him new looks.
Yeah, there's not really much you can do about this. They do pull one kill back. Voxy goes down eventually after finding 3 kills. There's maybe another kill with Glock here. Unless he gets it, doesn't mean too much. It will be just the one found.
So if you are a G2 fan and you're watching right now, it's seeming very, very likely they're going to lose this series 2-0. You need to, as quick as you can, if this goes down in the fashion we're expecting, jump over and see if OG can turn the tide of Nuke. Because if OG can turn the series around and win 2-1, there's a world where G2 can still qualify.
Yeah.
But right now, it is very, very bleak.
Yeah, their control of their tournament run, it ends on Train. It could go to a third map, of course. That's just the beauty of Counter-Strike. But they have to win this map first if they want to even have a chance at controlling their own destiny in their group. Otherwise, it will be OG that decide for them.
I think we might just see the outside opening smokes coming in from G2 here, Alex. They've run out of options.
But isn't that exactly what most CTs are very affluent with dealing with?
Yeah, but I just don't think that G2 are there yet in terms of having enough in the playbook. They haven't even been able to establish a rhythm in this half.
I think you might be right. It feels like a done deal at this point. There's the Molotov to stop any aggression from the AWPers at the upper ramp. We saw Kenny playing that position in the first half, a couple of rounds. First kill for Voxic though. Amanek dropped early at Ivy again. Said that a lot on Train so far. 5 versus 4 to kick things off, and they only have a Galil for Hunter here. Bare bones utility, trying to avoid series point. Morale's going to be very low indeed as they address the situation now. What have they got left? A couple of smokes and flashes. They have no real estate on the map apart from brown holes. That's about as good as it gets, and the bomb's there by itself. If Kenny gets dropped now, they've lost the round. He needs to be very careful.
It's a 2-3 split right now. Mousesports are ready if it will be an inner play. ChrisJ in the backlines this time, not joining Rops up close towards the low ramp Train, but wow, the bomb. They're peering at high ramp. They just want to show the bomb for a rotation here. No, they're going dry.
Going straight in. ChrisJ did actually choose to fall off the more passive line. Very, very nice. Nade's not going to catch Kenny. Just tug around the corner, but Frozen's double kill keeps them competitive.
Bomb doesn't get planted. And at this stage, it's a 3-on-2, 35 seconds. Nexa has to thread the needle here. He's behind enemy lines and behind Karrigan's head. That's a good shot, but still needed to recover the bomb. And Frozen, oh, he doesn't actually, he's not ready for it. Oh, this actually falls apart. I think G2 have the round.
Looking good. WOXIC.
He can't scope now.
He has to go and walk without his scope held. A reactionary quick shot. Decides to go for the flashbang pop, but I think it was heard regardless. And now they have to pick up that bomb. 8 seconds. He has to deal with both, and that's Hunter securing the round for G2. They needed that one, and he steals it with some fantastic work. Nexa through the smoke as well, catching Karrigan. Crucial maneuvers that do pull home the 7th and stave away that match point.
WOXIC straight away with the AW purchase, but yeah, great work here. It is G2 somehow making the round work. Hunter and Nexa working in tandem at this point. They had 8 seconds on the clock when they had to try and swing onto the position of the AWPer. It works out for them, and a double AWP setup to try and close things out. Mousesports will bring out the AWPer ChrisJ. Rob's alone towards inner, and at this point, it's WOXIC getting aggressive here. The HE just to fend off any fast play towards the Ivy position. The smoke to follow it up as well means they are locked out for a good 20 seconds now. He has full control.
Deep. Full control. Yeah. Even crossing to the right side, there's a gap on that smoke, so you really... Oh, they've got an alternative, and it works. Kenny with the off angle, elevated by the metal.
Yeah, I didn't like the smoke too much, to be honest with you. You could see like the idea behind it, but he couldn't see the depth of the smoke. It was actually a massive gap. The incendiary had to be a little bit shallower, and the smoke, same story, and that would have worked out really nicely for him. The fact there was that huge gap, he assumed he had the advantage. Didn't work out for him, so now it's Mousesports on the back foot. Another 5 versus 4 as G2 grind their way back into this one, round by round.
It's all about the slow crawl. And that's exactly what Karrigan's doing into Ivy.
Chris is still alive. We've seen some of the plays he's been able to make, and he's going to find himself in a forward position. He's going to be ahead of these smokes. Maybe he can go big again.
Smoke of his own design to separate and segregate.
Yeah, just we can focus towards that pop dog area. I like the position for Frozen as well. You don't see Heaven utilized too often. This could be a perfect way to drop it in. Jax hasn't had the best game so far, but he finds a very crucial frag at this point. Maybe a second. ChrisJ chiming in. Robs as well. The bomb goes down. There's a few seconds remaining here as the sprays are getting awkward at this point. 20 seconds on the clock. Karrigan with the AWP. He's in a 2 versus 1. Surely no way he can pull this off with 38 HP, and Kenny S will finish things off there. It's going to be the eco now going forward for Mousesports. G2 still in this one, still fighting back, and that's going to be 2 rounds in a row.
That's going to get the, perhaps the comms back to where they need to be. I would argue that those, through the strife and trouble that they've gone through now, that's going to get the mojo really flowing. The fact that Jax has walked into the site, you're going to need a second fragger if you want to forge a comeback like this. It can't just be Hunter. Kenny's there too, but I would love a third, and the third does have to be Jax. He walked out to the site there, found a nice opening. Going to need more of that on this T-side campaign. They need a slog, and this one's going to be a nice start. Just the eco. And ChrisJ's already managed to catch a successful and converted dink. That's not bad.
He gets a rifle out of that, I believe. So yeah, not too bad at all. Took a lot of damage himself, but now has recovered a Zeus, a smoke and an AK-47. Nice little bundle to take to the next round, as Frozen will have nothing. He'll be probably a little bit more active as ChrisJ brave, looking towards up. Focusing on that connector, because Frozen, the AK-47 has a higher chance of surviving.
If I'm ChrisJ,
yeah, nice little boost.
Yeah, exactly. Set up that AK. Now we're talking.
Nice little turret.
Could actually get caught out if Jax, for some reason, opted to go this way.
Oh, he's timed it perfectly, at least.
Oh,
hello.
Bye.
Yikes.
Or not. Frozen does at least manage to keep on to the AK, but there's more where they came from. 2 more starting their approach. And Amanek straight through the smoke. No saving today.
So right now, once again, we need to be checking in on the OG versus FaZe game. The scoreline at this current juncture is 14-7. Rangers got the opening kill. So it's looking very good for FaZe. Yeah, Brokey, Nico just followed up. That's going to be 15 on the board for FaZe right here. And with the 2-0 option for FaZe being locked, FaZe will have 100% secured themselves a spot in the play-ins, which will be going down tomorrow.
Yes. It's, that's going to be a very intense set of Counter-Strike matches. Straight out, Nexa, Karrigan style, but met by a WOXIC AWP. Immediately silences the outside control that they were trying to render. 4 CTs invested into this outside control for now, and there's 2 now for Karrigan. Ooh, jiggling info. Smoke deployed.
Here we go then. A 5-on-4 hunting for series point. WOXIC gets them the opener. And in terms of utility, again, Chad, there's one smoke, a Molotov, before they had to go for a contact play inside, completely dry, which worked out for them.
Yeah.
I think they're going to do the same thing again. They have to, really. It's the only play that worked out for them before. So their options are either smoke down lower ramp and try and make their way through and battle Robs, or surprise him with a dry approach out the upper ramp, which they did before, and it worked out, to be fair.
Well, if they get side control and the bomb down, there's no kit for Mousesports to deal with this post-plant situation. So it's do or die on Robs and how many frags he makes here. He's only got 10 this map.
And it's not worked out. The lower ramp, dry peak again. Karrigan, he won't be able to do much of this. No kill found, a dink towards Jackson. He does encroach on their position. He sneaks through, but it's another round for G2. You might as well save at this point, I would say. But Chris J, he's found them something. You can see they're not really that active. Bomb will be planted. G2 should be fine to convert this one.
Yeah, with Kenny's AWP frag now, the only real chance hinges on the frozen flank.
Another opening kill there for Mousesports, by the way. Didn't work out for them. No utility. There's still a slight window, I guess, with this frozen flank coming in. He'll get a guaranteed kill towards MAhvMh. He did try and attempt a ninja before.
Wait, if he sees Jax is low as well.
Going for the ninja? Really? Trying to draw out Kenny.
Oh my God, he might have it. He might have it.
And they're on it. He's defusing. He's going to have to push in. He's tapping at the toes. It's not enough. It's going to be 50. Mousesports. Frozen goes for the ninja up in front, and Jax is going to be mad as hell.
Oh, no.
Oh, Lord. He's tried that before.
He did, and this time he sticks the landing. Unbelievable, as FaZe have gone 16-7 in their game as well. Mousesports have found a series point. What a brilliant play. A masterclass from Frozen at this point. No kit, ninja defuse. You can see the panic coming in for the final player there. Tapping away, the bomb gets defused. It all falls apart as G2 will enter round number 25 now, needing 6 rounds in a row. Chris J to incendiary off towards Olaf to stop the quick push here, but now 1 round will do it. Looking for 2 zeros across the board here tonight, it seems. FaZe already found theirs. Remember, Mousesports will top the group if they can close this one out.
What a turnaround that will be. Mousesports, of course, only had 1 blip on their radar. Now 1 round from securing that top spot.
If I'm not mistaken, so Tyler have been eradicated as well.
They're out.
2-0 for VP.
Virtus.pro have come second last, Tyler have come last. And right now, G2 are 5 kills away from coming 4th and not being able to progress.
That's it. It's all been laid out for you perfectly, and what could be the crescendo of the game. 5 players towards inside, 3 smokes deployed, Molotov coming in, HE thrown by Robs. It's a very effective one, but the Molotov lands in his position as well. Needs to try and get himself out of this one.
Can he hear them? He can. Lots of steps are coming towards him, and he's already cratered Jax. He's going to be forced to watch from the sidelines, and now Nexus joined him. Hunter looking to save and dig his team out of the grave. Kenny and Hunter up against it all, up against 3. Good catch. Hunter will reveal his position. He's on for an ace clutch. Karrigan's flank, yes, an ace clutch on the cards for Hunter. That's the only way he can keep G2's hopes and dreams, and the flank is real. He catches another quad kill. I can't believe it. This man will not quit. This man will not surrender. And Karrigan's gone too.
God.
1 bullet from the AK-47. Hunter refuses to quit.
He keeps them alive. I don't know how he does it. That was an impossible clutch, a scenario that shouldn't happen. Could have said the same thing about the round before, and they do stay in the game. Hunter with the best shot of the tournament so far, I'd say, to close things out there. 1 bullet to the dome of Karrigan is enough to win the round. 5 now required. It's a full eco to kick things off for Mousesports.
Oh, this would be worse than losing to the defuse from Frozen. If they went down to these USPs, that would be really troublesome. G2, they have been given a second shot at this.
Hunter just genuinely put his stock up. With 1 round, he could very well have kept G2's hopes of a Pro League Stage 2.
Damage is done.
Shouldn't get too hopeful, though, because look at MAhvMh7zeuwoKCDZ5hJiBX12YBJbhjfLTs. Hunter's already caught another one, but he's got the perfect weapon for these eco bash. So is the AK, pretty not too shabby from Kenny, tapping away. Frozen's gone and got himself 1. WoKCD managed to get 1 with the default pistol as well, so they're keeping the G2 buy honest, but not too much to write home about. That will be putting them 11. 4 more left for that overtime that did seem oh so distant after the ridiculous, what was it in the end, 10-5 half?
Yeah, 11-4. 11-4.
Excuse me.
In the second half, Hunter has been responsible for 3 of the opening duels that have been successful for G2. That was wild. That was wild. He also has 9 multi-kills to his name.
That's insane.
And 1 of 4 1vx situations. So he's doing a lot right now.
And there's still a good chance he won't be making it past this stage of the tournament. Well, 4 in a row required now. After that big victory, it could be enough to rattle the cage of Mousesports and get us to overtime. They don't have much here. They have the M4s and the AWP, but 1 kit, no helmets, barely any utility. A change of stance here. Robson Chris J a bit more active towards the Brown Hall position.
It's a necessary adjustment. You pointed it out, Henry. They kept losing to that contact inside play here. They want to take the fight to G2, but they will be backpedaling now. They've overstayed their welcome. Their utility has died on down, and at this point, G2, well, they will start to take control themselves. On board with Nexa here. Just wants to clear out the box hole position, give them some real estate to work with. The bomb is left over towards main. They still have 2 players over towards Ivy, so options are plentiful for G2 at this point.
Rob's alone, trying to get some information here. Main is completely clear. Alarm bells start to go off momentarily. Rob's still comfortable for now, holding towards the upper ramp. We're at sub-minutes at this point. Shots being fired off by Kenny S just to see if there's anyone behind the main entrance wall. And looks to be an outside execution to maybe close this round off. They start to reposition now. There'll be smokes like we saw before all over the bomb site. Voxy.
It's an interesting angle.
They've got 4 in yard, though. This is great. They've just rotated the second inside player over. This is looking fantastic for Mousesports here with 30 seconds left.
They can't surely be going out dry. They're going to be walking straight into Voxy's
Look at all their
ridiculous
nades.
angle on
20
red.
seconds here.
22 as the smokes do blue. Woxic will anti-flash perfectly and even hit the shot. Jax is gone. He's got another one. The Woxic angle from heaven. That is gorgeous. He's even got another triple kill. He wants to send G2 packing. He wants Mousesports to take it, and they will. Frozen secures it rather appropriately. Mousesports 2-0 and are secured in the next stage of competition.
Fly so high they can't touch us. So top notch, none above us. We done came so far, now we up now. Had a vision, stuck to it, never back down. Never had much, now we own the whole thing. Spread it all around the world, watch it all change. Came alive, now they all see the greatness. Light shine so high they can't take it.
Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the
People love superheroes, but if you knew half the stuff they get up to.